So, Evan Scheinberg, my friend, my good friend, also an author in our Trauma to Triumph book. You did write a chapter, which we
Crazy to hear that. Crazy to hear that about me.
What do you mean it's crazy to hear that?
No, it's just still so surreal to me that I was able to share my story with such an amazing group of people. It's just
Oh,
one of the
oh,
first things I tell people when they ask me, what have you been up to in the last couple of years? That's definitely very high on the list of what I share.
oh, gosh, that is so nice to hear. And I know so many people who have read the book and just come back and been in awe.
Me
Just
too.
truly. Maybe what we could do is just start, not a long detail, but just a real quick summary of when it was that you had your accident, and just a tiny bit about it, and then I'm gonna ask you some more questions.
Absolutely. So, when I was 8 years old, shortly after I turned 8 years old, which in May will be 16 years, which is so crazy, hard to wrap my head around, no pun intended. But I was in the middle of a tennis lesson and I was running up to the net to hit a volley. The pole that the net was attached to, there was a rusty metal rod hanging, protruding off of the pole, which was we later found out was used to hold water coolers and other sort of equipment on the side of the pole. But on that day, it was uncovered and was protruding off to the side. I tripped and fell, being a clumsy 8-year-old kid, and I landed directly on the rusty metal rod. It impaled. I'll take off my glasses so I can sort of demonstrate. It impaled my face going through the corner of my eye right here, just narrowly missing the eyeball itself, shattered the orbital bones in my face, and lodged in my frontal lobe. So I was fully conscious throughout the entire accident. I was taken by helicopter from Potomac, Maryland, to Baltimore, where I had an emergency craniotomy done at Johns Hopkins. I always say, I say it in my book chapter, I received the most incredible immediate care anyone could have imagined or hoped for, which I'm still very lucky and think of all the time. I was in Johns Hopkins in the intensive care unit and then in the pediatric wing for just short of 2 weeks. And then I was released and went home and started my recovery from there.
And look at you now, Evan. Gosh,
Yes, yes,
we're all so proud of you, so proud of you.
yes.
And I have to tell you, every time I tell your story, I get goosebumps and I get chills, and but when I think about that and then look at you now and everything you've accomplished, unbelievable.